And when you're talking, like, I'm sure this is, not a comfortable conversation for most parents to have with their child or their teen.
Right.
How do you approach that?
Yeah, that is a great question. Ideally,
Like say you found a site on the history or something.
Right. So the first thing that you would want to do is not panic. That's not an emergency. You don't need to sort of go straight to your kid and be hounding them about why they're sneaking around on the internet. It's just a sign that they're curious about sex and that they're in need of some medically accurate information and that they're in need of adults to connect them with the right information to really foster some sexual competency in them. And how you would do that is you would start off by talking about sexuality and gender from a very young age. Teaching very young children the correct names for their genitalia. By 7, kids should know where babies come from. They should know the truth about that. By 7. That's around the age when studies show that kids start talking to each other about sex. So if parents were sort of the first informant, then kids will then trust the parent and go to them with future conversations. However, if their parent sort of has, ignored the topic, then they're less likely to come to the parent when they have concerns. Really sort of fostering positive sexuality and recognizing that the kid needs some privacy to figure out their body or to figure out who they are as a sexual person sort of demystifies sex in a way. It makes porn a little bit less attractive. But then you definitely want to be explaining to them that porn is very different than sex and it's different than erotica. And that, it's meant for adults and there's a lot of content that you really shouldn't be exposed to. But when you're an adult, you can decide for yourself how much you want this kind of material as a part of your life.
And your brain's also much more
you're able
developed.
Right. You're able to determine, you have a little bit better abstract thinking, better critical thinking skills. Although, in my experience, that argument hasn't helped too much with teens because they don't really know that their intellectual capabilities aren't there yet. But I still think it's an important message to tell them that, your brain is developing now more quickly than it will be 10 years from now. And I just want to make sure that you develop in a sexually in a normative way.
So you said 7, which that would make sense, but I think, I'm thinking of I feel like it's probably older where most people have the talk. So what if you're a parent and you've sort of missed that boat, your child may have already been exposed or heard things from their friends or started to explore online. So if you've missed that window, what would your next kind of discussion with them be that, they know where the birds and the bees come from?
Yeah, so first of all, you don't have to do it alone. There's tons of books that can help you through those conversations. There are lots of websites that you can direct your child to. But you would first want to prepare yourself. If you know that your child has been looking at porn or has seen various different types of sex acts or heard about it from friends, you want to take some time to really prepare yourself. Because a lot of times parents themselves are very uncomfortable about sex and very uncomfortable about porn, and that sort of uneasiness really is felt by children. And so you want to get to a point where you're comfortable talking about sex acts. And then you want to start off those conversations by saying, I am so sorry that I didn't prepare you for this. I really should have been telling you about your body and about sex and about our sexual culture. And I'm sorry I didn't do that before. So here are some resources, and I'm happy to answer questions and I'm happy to talk to you. But I don't know all the answers because things are different now, but I promise I'll help you to connect to resources so we can figure this out together. But starting off with first acknowledging that you might have fallen short is a great way to build trust and a foundation with the child.